Hey doing? Tonight with the open hearth, we are back in Silent Falls. We are playing the second session of Come On In, where things get a bit bloody, I guess. My name is Dana. My pronouns are he, him. I'm GMing, running the game. Let's, in character keeper order, get intros from our uh, players and their characters, and then we can jump into our vignettes to start off with.
Hi, I'm Mark. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Megan Ellis, who uses she, her pronouns. To her partner, Elliot, she is known as sometimes as Miss Tyson. She has a reputation for being a bit rough and tumble. Um, and last week, um, while doing the investigation that we're doing into this mysterious death here in Silent Falls of Lisa Briarwood, who was exsanguinated. Um, she suffered a condition during the course of that experience, which is mental shitstorm. And so she's going to have that condition until she can, I think, clear it at some point. I can't remember what the rules are for clearing it, but that's what's going on with Megan Ellis right now.
Thanks, Mark.
And
Todd.
and I'm playing Elliot Ricard, who is also a detective who arrived into Silent Falls. He's also from Silent Falls originally, a long, long time ago, before he left it to become a priest. But on the way, he realized he doesn't want to be priest; he wants to be a detective. That's why his partner, uh, young Megan, calls him Altar Boy, which is pretty strange for a man in his fifth, I guess early 60s. Yeah, he's close to retirement, and but still, refuses to do it. I guess that's all about me.
Okay, awesome. So Mark, your question about getting rid of your conditions. There's a move called the vulnerable move. Uh, when you have an intimate moment with your partner while one of you is engaged in your vice, you may clear an appropriate condition. If it's your vice, you can also uncover evidence. Um, yeah, uh, and that's a
Okay.
good chance to visit the detective's past.
Yes. Okay, excellent.
Okay. But will we start with a vignette, something mundane and normal, where it's obvious that you want to jump back into the case? Mark, do you have any
Our
thoughts or?
so let's see. The last thing that we did, so it's something that's happening here before we pick up this session, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This
Yeah.
episode. Okay. So
Um,
what
I,
when we left off,
I was just about to say this could be like with Jeff or in the motel you're staying in, or finding
yeah.
adequate food for T-Rex.
Yeah. So I think that Jeff and T-Rex they haven't come up here yet. Is that right? But they
I
were
think you
thinking,
had you had narrated them arriving
okay.
uh, last session, so yeah, we
Okay.
can we can play fast and loose with the timing here.
Yeah. So I think that yeah, so they arrive in his because he's a state trooper in his trooper car squad. And I think that there's a very tense, quiet discussion that we see take place as Jeff is still in the car and motioning to the back where T-Rex is in a cage back there. If I already did this, let me know. But I think we see that Houlihan is very upset that Houlihan, sorry. Megan is very upset that Jeff has arrived here in town with the cat, and she's explaining to him that there is no place for them to stay. So Jeff says, "Well, we just stopped by. We'll drive back, but we just wanted to. I just thought you'd want to see. I thought you'd want to see T-Rex." So she gets in the back and takes him out of the cage and starts giving him some pets. I wonder if he runs away out of the car. Hmm.
I mean, does T-Rex like hiss at something and then run? What do you think?
Yeah. What does T? Ooh, who's walking by? Who do we think is walking by that T-Rex hisses at when it got them in the back of the car? Is there an NPC that we wanted to put out there for that?
Um, yeah, let's say it's Victor
Victor,
Montero.
I was wondering. Victor Montero. Okay, who is apparently the mayor's son.
Yeah.
All right. And I mean, I'm pretty sure cocksure Spitfire just means asshole, right?
Yes, yes.
I'll interpret it.
That
So Victor's walking by and sees Megan in the back of the trooper car with the cat and the trooper up front with his hands on the steering wheel. And he looks and he gives like a little snort, like the hell. And then walks by and T-Rex rears back in that kind of Jonesy in Aliens way and gives or an alien and gives them a hiss and darts out of the car and disappears among some buildings. And I think
yeah,
that
like the
Megan,
gap in the window is like a handbreadth, and this humongous floofy cat monster just like zips through it.
that's what cats do, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Houlihan, God damn, Megan starts shouting at Jeff. Um, Why did you bring him here? My God, now I've got to look for him in addition. You get out and you get your ass out and start looking. And she gets out of the car, slams the car door shut really hard. It rattles the windows. And Jeff looks a little taken aback, but also like he's used to some of this. And then she stalks off, and we see her stalking off, starting to look in the tall grass around the buildings for young T-Rex.
Okay, awesome. Uh, Great stuff. Where do you think this was in? Like the town hall or near
Yeah,
the
near the town
library?
hall.
Okay,
Sure, that
yeah.
makes sense.
Okay. Nice. Sorry for losing your cat. Uh, how about Elias? What do you have in mind for this
Oh,
scene?
yeah. Yeah, I think that I go to where I am staying when I'm here, which is, at my son's, uh, I guess. Uh, and yeah, I think that I'm arriving, uh, park in the driveway, slowly walk to the door, and I'm like kind of a little bit unsure, hesitating, as you can see from my walk, and um, yeah, what was it? Walk and posture. Then I knock on the door with briefcase with case dragging it behind me. And yeah, Yeah, and I think that my daughter-in-law like opens, Denise opens the door. So um, yeah, oh, greetings. We like greet as a family, with the hug and stuff. Uh, I'm kind of, looking around. I haven't been in this house for some time, probably, you know, trying to find out the things that used to be there when I grew up here, but it's no longer my house, so it's kind of awkward. I will just put it there and yeah, you will be staying in a guest room. Like that's a yeah, that used to be your parents' bedroom. Oh, you're using my as your main bedroom. It's just like the confusion about what's where nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, but why are you not and then being a little bit nitpicky, like why are you not having this as your main bedroom? There's much better light there, or this place is called. Uh, and yeah, that's like then I like go somewhere and then I'm like uh oh, I will be right there. I need to go to toilet and I walk to some place and there's just well, I try to I'm like automatically trying to open the door, but then I realize there's no door. It just like automatically walks to the wall. Oh, it's she's like it's somewhere else. uh, yeah, and then I like kind of sit at the table and we have this like polite but kind of awkward and kind of maybe a little bit distant conversation about mundane things, about things in town and her job and my job. She's probably, I mean, she probably know the victim. I'm just realizing, shouldn't she?
Y-
uh
I mean,
yeah,
it's a small town, right? And the
yeah.
Briarwoods are a kind of a well-established family. So,
uh,
uh, but if she's a high school teacher,
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
and she's been teaching for more than a few years, then she might have even taught
Yeah,
Lisa.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I think,
yeah.
yeah, I think that she taught Lisa. It's, yeah, it's we talk about how it's terrible and yes, and she tries to gouge some things from me, and I'm not giving. Like, what do you want? What happened to her? Who did it? And like, I cannot talk about this. It's that. And then, we're both kind of looking at the watches like, when is Philip arriving? This cannot get more awkward when other person arrives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my vignette.
Okay. Great stuff. So yeah, let's feel like maybe it's a if Megan is looking for T-Rex, maybe it's a chance to um go around like during the nighttime, right? Maybe not something you would normally do in a strange town uh without a plan, but needs must.
Quick question. Ted, did you say Elliot's going to stay with Philip?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's what I just wanted to confirm. Cool.
yeah.
Um, I think that Megan has gone to the grocery store. She bought a couple of cans of tuna and she bought like a bunch of cans of tuna and she has opened those up and she's kind of like set them out at some different places to see if that will attract T-Rex back to where she can um, where she can grab him.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, she is wandering around at night then with these cans, setting them out.
Yeah, yeah. So I think your journey or your kind of route to find a good place to entrap T-Rex by his love of tuna brings you towards the old barn on Cambridge Street,
Cool. Old barn.
uh, which is, you know, a rundown barn, which is kind of not really in active use at all. Um, you know, it's got that kind of faded red color that I think all barns have, or at least they do on TV.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and I think you're walking, you know, around the fence, maybe towards the gate, when um, you hear rustling over where you let down one of the tuna cans.
All right. So I think that she she takes her coat, like her suit coat off, and she says, um, Rexy, Trexie, come here. Come here. And she's like walking toward that noise.
And as you get closer, you know, T-Rex makes a lot of noise sometimes, but this seems bigger. What
So
do you
she,
do?
yeah, so she's gonna like hold herself back for a second and grab a flashlight. Assuming she has a flashlight with her.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and she starts scanning in there with the flashlight, and she's also with her left hand, and she's got her hand on her revolver with the right.
And do you think this is the night move, the Nui move, as the game calls it?
Yeah.
When you do something risky, name what you fear.
I think that her fear right now is that she's going to be caught out here by the killer without um without Elliot being here to back her up, and she does not have um no way to communicate with him, right?
Hmm, yeah. So how is it worse than you fear? I think actually what you can feel is your heart slowing down. And in your mind's eye, you can see it like riveling.
Oh my God. She immediately thinks of that shriveled heart that was pulled from Lisa's body, and she steps back.
So
She
you,
hasn't seen anything. She's rethinking this whole thing, and she's
yeah.
thinking about getting out of there.
Are you going through with it? You
Um,
going up to that tuna can
that's super
to see what's
scary.
there, or are you backing down?
I think she wants to see. She wants to be sure. So she's gonna step forward and she's gonna look.
Mhm. So,
So
so yeah, if you go through the roll with the appropriate ability, what do you think this is?
it feels
Is
like
this grit?
grit.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, when I think of grit, I don't think of physical prowess, but it feels like it's grit to get. That's probably balance, right? Ability
yeah,
to keep
yeah.
the
Balance.
cool.
If you're nervous and afraid, then it's
Yeah, totally. Okay.
not true
All right.
grit, but fake grit.
All right.
So yeah, roll. So here's something to mention again. If you want to give yourself advantage on a roll, so you're rolling three dice and keeping the best two, you can mark something in your trunk, right? Something that you might have on you that gives you helps you keep your cool or that gives you some kind of edge.
Okay, so she actually is she's gonna mark the sobriety token
Okay.
because as Elliot had pointed out, shit that took a lot of effort, a lot of will, a lot of control. And so that's what she's trying to summon going forward. So 3d6
3d6, and you're going to take the best two and
plus 1.
add one.
Ooh, 11.
Okay. So yeah, you are, yeah, 11 seems pretty good. Do you want to push that up to a 12?
So how can I do that? Yeah.
So if you mark any shackle,
Yeah.
you can bump yourself up to the next best result.
It's gonna be nothing but shackles.
Uh,
So I can take the discarded clue if I wanted to take that, or oh
yeah,
wait, I could
or
do a
the shackles of
flashback.
liberty. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I do a flashback, does that count as sharing a memory of my life, or do I have to share that with someone else?
Um, that is, I guess that is like speaking to our wish to see more about the past, but that's not technically sharing anything like a la the vulnerable move. That's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that would not count, we're saying, toward it. Um,
Um, well, sorry, the end of session question. Did you share a memory? No, sorry, I was thinking about the vulnerable move, which is obviously with the other detective. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, I think certainly you can say you can tell someone about. So did you flex it? No, I think this can be you sharing a memory of your life before becoming a detective. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I am just looking through the Shackles of Liberty to see if there's anything that feels like it's really appropriate to this. Um, I think that um, the flashback is to us. Oh, no, that's not a flashback. Um, I think it's doggone it. I keep on choosing things that are in the present day instead of flashbacks.
So I mean, this doesn't have to be like today and now, right? This can be, last week
Okay,
or
perfect then. I think that before something that's been bothering her since she got here that she's concerned about is that she was working a case in the city and she was dealing with a person who was probably going to be exonerated. Sorry, my dog's making some noise here. Exonerated for a murder that she was pretty sure that this person committed. So she planted some evidence um, at their place, which was a large quantity of narcotics that she had kept back from a narcotics bust. Um, so the person was not ultimately charged with murder, but they had a big narcotics um, bust and ended up going to jail for that. So that's been kind of like weighing on her whether or not um, somebody's going to find out what she did. And also, she's been weighing since then whether or not it's something that she should have, whether it was whether it was worth it in the end. Did the means justify the end? She's pretty sure that they did in this case.
yeah. Is there like a random thought going through Megan's brain right now, like that something clicks that maybe Like, is she more sure now in the moment that he was guilty, or maybe she realizes he was innocent? Well, is
I
there?
think no, she knows he's innocent. Oh, she knows he's guilty. So that which is definitely why she did it. But specifically, she feels more justified in having done this because she feels this feeling of determination that's coming from um, going forward with what she's trying to check into the backed with her sobriety token and so forth. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay, so yeah, you get your 12 plus.
Perfect.
What does that look like? You do what you intended, you hold steady. I'll give you some extra benefit or advantage.
Yeah, so she stays on course and walks into the and walks right up to the area where she's heard this rustling, despite that the fact that there may be some kind of problem there.
Yeah. And I think maybe your approach catches this person blindsided. Like you can see someone is sitting down on the ground and like scooping the tuna out of the tin into their mouth. Um, and when you shine the flashlight on them, like you see this, like, I don't know, squalid, um, rusty person. Um, like you can see the drool just like kind of almost pouring out of their mouth as they eat the tuna. And they look over their shoulder at you as you shine the flashlight at them, and you catch this glint of red in their eye. Um,
Okay, so I think that this person isn't doing anything strictly illegal. So um, I think she's just gonna say, "Hey, what are you doing out here?"
and he like scrambles to his feet and throws away the can and like lurches at you, like lurches to clamber over the fence
And get to me?
to get to you.
Oh my God. Uh, so yeah,
Let's
so
let's cut back to Elliot.
no, no, no.
No?
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Oh, they call you, they found your partner dead.
Yeah. That's the next tier of smash cuts, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Up to 11.
so Elliot, after your dinner, like,
Yeah.
do you need to get out of this house because it's not your house anymore? Like, why do you need to kind of escape this like
Uh,
maddening mundaneness?
yeah. Oh yeah, I actually think that Denise and Philip got into some argument over uh, uh, just something, mundane that escalated to uh, something stupid. Oh yeah, who was supposed to? Oh yeah, that they're supposed to go to the vet with their dog tomorrow, but like Denise has school has classes, and Philip was supposed to go to the appointment at the vet, but then he also has some meeting with some other lawyer about something, so no one can, and they're like arguing about stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I will probably just go for a walk. I don't need to be here. Like any other place than here. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is. Yeah.
I mean, is there somewhere in town where you would
Ah.
have gone as a young man before you left? Like a specific place?
I mean, probably church a lot, but
Yeah,
outside that, or maybe, yeah, you know what? Let's go to the church.
so there is the kind of abandoned Baptist church, which is obviously
Yeah,
not the town's regular working church anymore, but
yeah,
maybe it's closed down since you were living here, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice. So yeah, let's go there. Um, so this is an abandoned Baptist church with a caved-in roof. Wood creaks and groans, strained under the weight of nature. Um, Ivy has overtaken it, but the altar and the back rooms have been swallowed by this putrid mud that seems to get ever more common the closer towards the hills and mountains you find yourself. Um, Obviously you have memories of this place, but like what specifically uh reminds you of how kind of well loved and visited this church used to be?
Oh yeah, I remember all the songs that we sung there during the masses, uh, and how it used to like just uh, how the sound used to roar through the church. And yeah, I think that I try to sit on like one of the benches that looks that you can sit on it and not fall through,
Hmm.
and just like close my eyes and I can still hear the music.
You think there's like a rickety organ that was left here? Um,
Oh yeah, true. Let's try to go play organs, which will make some. Oh yeah, I like very carefully walk up the stairs towards the balcony and try if organs still work, which will make some absolutely ungodly eldritch noises. I'm gonna assume. Yeah,
mhm.
it's gonna just screech and I almost get startled once I hit like one of the keys and it makes like this like screeching, yelling, weird noise.
Yeah.
And then I feel like some bats like fly off someplace. Just
So the bats seem to have been, nesting inside the actual pipes, right?
yeah, yeah.
And when they fly out, they disturb something else. And these like strings come down. They're like wind chimes, but when you look closer, it looks like the things tied to the twine are actually bones and bits of trash.
Uh, yeah. Oh, and then I start like look at the bones. Uh, Are they like tied by like a knot or like a rope by a human, or it's just like
The yeah,
tied
so
in a cow
the
web or something?
no, so it's definitely, a person did this.
Uh,
So these small bones have been tied to this string by ribbons, like variously colored ribbons, like someone might use in their hair.
uh. Well, we're back at investigating, it seems.
And in the darkness, even with your torchlight, you would swear that these ribbons have been dipped in blood?
Well, question number one. Does this look like a human bone, or is it like obviously a bird bone or a red bone,
Yeah,
cat bone?
that's a good question. I think the investigation move, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, how
so
is
that would
this?
be
Uh, just taking a look at it, and maybe do you have like a notebook where you might have some observations, or is this just relying on your experience? Like how do we see Elliot kind of
yeah.
try to figure this out?
Yeah, I think this is just, I've seen so many human bones through my life. And also a lot of other animal bones, from just working in a homicide. Like there's a yeah, just like I think that I can just look at it and try to just I guess that's detect.
Yeah, detect sounds about right.
Detect.
So yeah, roll. And again, if you wanted to, if you, I'm not sure, I'm not sure we've given you all the items in your trunk corner, but if you want to make them work for advantage, you can, or you can save them till another time.
Uh, hard to hard to think how to use any of those. So I guess it's just without them because I can't really think of how to fit them.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to be strict on there being like fictional positioning from these. Maybe it's
Oh,
something that inspires you or reminds you
okay.
of something. Um, so go for it if you want that advantage.
Yeah. Well, I further also. Oh, I should rename it myself. So this is
Okay, so is that your 8 in the room?
yeah, it's 8,
Yeah.
so it's mixed. Oh, but that's
And again, if you wanted to bump that up to a 10 plus, you could.
But I would have to use 2 things.
No, so you're at a 7 to 9. You can bump that up to a 10 plus.
Plus 1. Oh, it's not plus 1. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mistaken for something else. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think that I will do. Oh, yeah, I will do a flashback of a moment when I first held my first child.
Okay.
My only child, but uh, yeah, I think that it's just me, like running into hospital and like asking random nurses, like Mary Ricard, where is she? Did she already give birth? Where is she? And like running until someone like points me here. Here she is, and uh, well, then I'm probably just looking through the window because I don't think they had fathers at the birthing rooms at the time. I'm just looking, and I run there, and they're already holding a child after birth. They're waiting Philip and stuff. I've been too late, and And yeah, I think that me and my wife kind of exchange, uh, sorry look from me and kind of like uh, from her. And yeah, then they bring Philip out, and you know, I get to hold him, and it's everything. It's just I'm holding my child. I mean, in that moment, he's everything.
And albeit it is, I don't know, 40 years ago or whatever, is this the first
Yeah,
time we see Elliot smile?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Great stuff. Okay, so that boosts you to a clean hit where you find the evidence. I think these wind chimes, I'll say made from human bones. You think they're phalanges or like fingers or toe bones? And like like some of them look like they could have come, like off a medical cadaver yesterday, and others look yellowed and brittle and old.
Huh, that's strange. It's almost as if someone was like digging it up at the graveyard. But obviously, if you find any human remains, like you're not supposed to just guess that. So I pick up a phone and call. Uh, who do I call? I mean, Megan has to be first.
Yeah. Now it's in the 80s, so this is a
Oh,
find a payphone to ring the
oh,
pager, right?
oh, true.
Is
We don't have. Oh, we don't even have those like through that would be 90s
yeah,
where you have
yeah,
this, the cell phones that were like this big or something.
yeah. The
The police
Don
had
Jolly
them.
sized.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mm,
so yeah,
even before that.
let's see how Megan is going, right? So this person, this thing, is clambering over the fence to leap on you. What are you doing?
So at first glance, does it appear to be just like a down on their luck human, or does it look like it has changed in some way from being a normal human? Whatever I can
Um,
tell at a glance.
yeah, I mean, in the dark, in kind of this moment of attack, I'm not sure you
Yeah.
can make it out. I mean, you have seen the kind of red eyes, right?
Yes.
But that could be, an
The light
infection or,
refracting. Yeah.
um, but,
So
covered in like viscera and drool and maybe like a um cuts from going through brambles and like there's a little bit of blood. Um, and obviously like a chunk of tuna stuck to a beard.
um so I think that um she has the flashlight in her left hand. She's had her hand on a revolver. She slips her hand into her right pocket, cues up the brass knuckles. And as this thing, if it gets closer, she's going to try to punch it.
Okay. Um, yeah. Um, I mean, this seems risky, right? This is
Yeah.
a straight up fight with this thing. Um, what are you afraid of?
I'm afraid that based on the previous description, that this thing is going to knock me unconscious and shrivel my heart
Okay.
in that order, I guess. Or maybe the reverse
I
order.
mean, it's worse than that because you're not going to be unconscious, right?
Oh,
And you
yeah,
can
exactly.
see like when it leaps over the fence at you and the light shines in its mouth, like you see these teeth, these yellow red teeth, a mix of very poor dental hygiene and whatever it's been eating.
Good Lord.
So yeah, what do you think? I think this has to be grit, right? This is
Yeah,
a
agreed.
beatdown, right?
Um,
You're marking those brass knuckles, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that I mean, and as she has seen it get closer, she really wishes she would have drawn her revolver instead. But it's too late for that. So, um, yeah, so she's gonna just try to punch it in the face and knock it down as it gets closer. So 2d6 plus 1. Here we go.
So
9.
it's 3d6 because you are rolling with advantage because you marked your brass knuckles.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking that
So
was a. I'll just
yeah,
roll
so just roll
1d6
roll
alone.
a single
D6.
die and
Yeah.
let's add it to the mix.
Pow. A 10 then, I
Okay,
guess.
so that's a 10. Yeah. Cool. Um, you do what you intended or you hold steady. Describe what it looks like.
As this thing gets closer, um, she kind of she's used to brawling. This thing's a little more aggressive than she expected, but it doesn't seem like it's super smart. So she sidesteps it to the right and then punches it in the side of the face with her right and hopes that it stops coming after
Yeah.
her.
I mean, nothing you wouldn't have seen on the streets of Sacramento on a Saturday night when things get messy, right?
That's right. It's just another drunk as far as she's concerned.
Yeah, yeah. And this guy just like goes down. Like basically, I think maybe you even hit him as he's still halfway over the fence, and like he just collapses in a heap next to you. Um, and kind of twitches, and like the hand is still going out for you. Like maybe grabs onto your boot before you stamp on it. But like very like still kind of wired to go, even though it's like unconscious, right?
So I think that yeah, she's yep, could I do something else here?
Yeah, yeah, go.
So she's kind of pinning down that arm with her boot, with her foot rather, and she reaches down um to his neck. She wants to make sure that she didn't go too far, and she's checking his pulse to
Pulse.
see if it's like super rapid or
It is slow. I mean, not fading, not like dying, but
yeah,
like almost. And again, I think you kind of feel your heartbeat slowing down in tandem with this thing.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So she lets go. It's like Jesus. She
And
leaps.
also like I don't think this is like plastic gloves territory or a rubber gloves
No.
territory, but like you wish.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was just her bare skin there
Okay.
on that neck.
Yeah, let's catch up after a break, maybe with the two of you together, maybe in the sheriff station,
Yeah,
maybe with this guy in a cell, who knows.
perfect.
Uh, let's take a break now, though. Okay, so let's set the scene in the police station, the sheriff's office. Um, I guess Elliot gets a call or arrives or somehow gets called in, right? Um,
I mean, I'm just calling to the station because that's the way to reach them about the bones, and then they tell me that there's more important things going on. I just
yeah,
sighed.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right, I will be there. We will get to the bones later.
yeah. So I've added that to the clues as eerie wind chimes of human bones tied in blood-soaked hair ribbons. That covers all of the freaky serial killer shit that was in there. Um, I put it in the current lead for the body, but if you want to tie this into some other lead to solve it at a later
Yeah.
stage, we can move those across. So yeah, how Megan, how does like where does Elliot find you, and like how do you brief him on this close encounter?
Yeah. So I think so we're in the sheriff's office. Does that work?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
S-
think,
Sheriff Barnes
the
there?
Sheriff Barnes is there,
Billy?
helped you take uh, you know, helped you bring the guy in. It's a small
Perfect.
office, right? And there's a few state troopers here who are helping with the case, but basically it's Billy Wallace is not around yet, but
Okay.
like Barnes has said she's called his home, and he's on his way in.
Okay. Um, so I think that so in the office, I think that we can tell which desk is Billy's because he's got this kind of neon blue Miami Vice jacket slung over the back of his chair that he wears when he I'm not sure when he wears it. Uh and Sheriff Barnes has a pot of coffee going, of course. And I think that we see Megan seated in a wooden chair across from Barnes. And I think Megan's shaken by this encounter because she went with her gut in dealing with this situation. But now that she can see the person in the light of the cell, um, it is it's obvious that this person is there's something very, very wrong with this person. Um, and so she's kind of hunched over a cup of coffee, her jacket's off. She's forgotten about T-Rex for the moment. And I think that's what we see when Elliot arrives. Does that work for everyone?
Yeah.
Need anything else in there, Donna?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Is Jeff there? Has he actually been called in to help? Uh,
Did you say there are other state troopers there?
yeah. There's a couple
Okay.
who were doing the search at the old tree.
Okay. So yeah, I think that he's been called in, but I think that Megan's made it obvious that she's busy and doesn't really want to um have him with her at the moment.
Hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
here you are. How do you feel?
Elliot, I'm okay. Got some scratches from like the branches and stuff, but
Mm.
she kind of nods over at the cell that this guy is in, and the cell, I think maybe the light bulb in the cell is flickering kind of unsteadily. Um, and Megan says, "Man, I've dealt with a lot of people hopped up on crack cocaine and PCP. I don't know what this guy's taken." And then
Yeah, and like behind you in the shot, you can see this guy is like almost trying to press his face through the bars, and
yeah.
his tongue is out, and he like as if he's trying to reach you.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
what do you think's going on with him? I mean, this is outside what I'm used to.
no clue. Also, just to tell you that I found some wind chimes made out of human bones in the church, but we
Okay,
can get through that later. They're not, running anywhere.
that's really fucked up. What church is this in?
The old one, it's out of use.
Oh, the kind of broken down one I saw. Okay.
Yeah,
What the
it's
and then yeah, go ahead, sir.
yeah, it's next to the organs. Billy's Billy's father used to play them, by the way.
Do you think Billy's involved in this? Sorry, do you think Billy's involved in this?
Man,
I
probably not, but
I mean, that seems kind of specific that was by the organs that do you think it's a serial killer situation?
I'm pretty sure this has to be some sort of serial killer. Yes.
But I want to make sure you and I are on the same page. We're not calling in the FBI, right? We got this?
Oh yeah. Well, I sent them the files to check for patterns of serial killers, but I
Yeah.
didn't get anything back.
Okay.
I'm not sure what. I think this is first time I've used this sort of thing, so I'm not really sure what speed this operates on.
And I think that Megan nods over at Barnes and
Yeah, I think her her instincts were called into action when you started whispering, right? And she had like picked up a file and made her way over to you. I mean, I don't think she overheard anything, but
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
she
We
caught the
just stopped
meaningful glance
whispering.
at the Miami Vice
Yeah.
jacket on the back of Billy's chair.
Yeah.
Hi, folks. Yeah, wow. I was wondering. I mean,
Oh, hey,
we were,
Annabelle. Long time no
yeah.
see.
Isn't that just? Sorry I couldn't meet you at the crime scene earlier. I was over at the Briarwoods, um, you know, seeing what I could see. Which is
So,
funny. The guy you picked up, Ellis, name a wolf. I mean, that was a nickname, but I mean, has an actual name, but no one in this town knows it. It's in his record for sure. Um, name a wolf. Known to the authorities, as we like to say. Arrested him a few times. My dad arrested him a few times. Or maybe no, he told me once that he didn't arrest him because they had an understanding, which sounds dubious to me. I would not have. The old man couldn't speak to him sometimes. He liked a quiet town.
yeah.
Not me, not me. I guess that's police corruption. But where am I? Where am I? Yes, Wolfie, known um, drug dealer, tough guy, enforcer, that kind of stuff.
That guy?
That guy, yeah. I mean, like the last time I saw him, he was not like that.
yeah. I'm not sure if anyone can be like this for a long time. I hope he wasn't like that always.
He kept an extremely well groomed beard, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I think he let himself go a little bit. Did any connection between Wolfie and the Briarwoods, or Lisa in particular?
I think you're trying to gather information.
I am. I am
Yes.
doing a gather information.
What's your investigation, Detective Ellis? Um,
Yeah.
uh, is
Might
this detect? I don't think you're trying to win over someone's heart. This is just two law enforcement professionals exchanging information.
yeah,
Um, detect seems like it makes the most sense to me.
yeah. I think you're right. Um, all right. So I'm gonna roll my 2d6 plus one. Come on. So wait, I can bump it up a level from a miss to a
Yes, you can.
mixed success
Yeah.
by taking a shackle, right? Um, let's see. I think that I'm gonna go with a flashback. No, that I want to look at these shackles of liberty, but they don't seem to fit the moment, you know? Um, so I'm gonna go with
You're gonna go weird, are you?
yeah, I'm gonna go with a discarded clue. And the mechanical effect is balance modifier is reduced by one and weird is increased by one. So weird will go up to plus one. Oh, wait, what am I supposed to do at the beginning of the plus?
An
Put a
apostrophe.
apostrophe, thanks. Um, and then my balance is going to go to zero. Is there something that in narrative terms I should include in making that, taking that shackle?
No, not particularly, but
Okay.
I think you can just maybe show us in future how, I mean, I don't like to say unhinged, but how this is unbalanced,
Yeah, yeah.
Megan, and like the weirdness, which is always weirder than usual in her, is even more brought out.
Perfect. Yeah, that can happen. I can be weird.
You'd be weird.
So that's going to bring that move, which was the investigation move, up to a 7 to 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that means there is a complication either with the evidence or difficulty you encounter while searching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, listen, I'll tell you for free. He worked for one of the Briarwoods.
No fucking way. And then she looks at Elliot like, wow, this is meaningful information.
Yeah, which one?
So he worked for Lorraine Briarwood, who runs a bar in town. It's a rough place over on the east side of town near the old sawmill. Miners, lumber workers, everyone uh, in the neighborhood goes there. And, uh, well, Lorraine, well, used to be, but less so under my tenure, kind of run a lot of the criminal goings on in town. Um, they used to say she had like weed farms up in the hills. But I never found any evidence of that.
Well,
Anyway, I'm just gonna warn you, like this town being what it is, I am almost sure that um, Lorraine Brywood already knows that Wolf is in custody. And yeah, good luck with that interview.
You think she'll spring him? I mean, I guess we have to wait and find out what the bail's going to be, huh? But
yeah, well, I think that we should go pick up the wine chimes and then stop by the bar.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be open by now. Then let's see if we call it in for the day after that, or if we have something else we have to do.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we can have you arrive at the bar like
Yeah.
the following lunchtime or whatever whenever they open, or even before that, as you prefer.
Yeah, I guess we sent what's his name, Hawk to that place. I don't think this place has CSI.
You're the CSI, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, as you're kind of sorting this out, you know, Billy comes in and yeah, looks at his desk, looks at you. He's like suspicious, even though like no one's touched anything, but maybe he suspects that someone has touched something of his. And he nods.
While he's looking around like that,
Hey, Billy.
I think that Ellis looks at Ricard and tries to give him a meaningful look, like, see how suspicious he is. He seems paranoid. That's what her gaze is conveying.
Yeah.
She's not saying that, or that's what the look is conveying. But yeah, after Elliot says hi to him, she'll give him a nod.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Billy kind of walks over to the coffee station and pours himself a big mug of herbal tar, and yeah, kind of gravitates towards Jeff, who is, you know, leaning against the counter, not coming near you, and it's like obvious that Billy is pumping him for information, right? Just a friendly chat, right?
Yeah.
Well, nothing. Yeah, well, I guess, yeah, as we are entering the bar, I understand that you're suspicious of Billy now. I'm not really sure about that. And, well, you have to tread lightly. This is his home ground. We are just visiting. This is something that you should be very careful about.
Yeah, you're right. I'll keep myself together.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's go into the bar.
Yeah.
To see
Yeah.
Rain.
For that, I'm just going to put in the clues: criminal activity, weed growing by the Briarwoods. Right.
Ooh,
so,
nice.
It's a very broad clue, but you know, you can work that in how you like it.
Yeah.
What's the sign on this bar say?
The dripping dagger.
The dripping dagger.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You will remember that Barnes like did not say the name of the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't she specify it? That's odd.
It's like a name of a bar that just wants us to come here and arrest everyone periodically, but like, like
Yeah,
just
she probably being embarrassed, you know, I've got to explain why this fucking place is called the Dripping Dagger, like every time. Uh, so yeah, I think it is, yeah, it's kind of it's not as unsavory as you might have suspected, given the name. You know, it's got fairly bright lighting, it's got a pool table, people sitting at the bar at lunchtime drinking. Um, this old woman, probably in her 70s, uh, serving up and like, yeah, I wonder. I mean, I think this is for Elliot, right? You,
yeah.
she's of an age with you. You would have known her, but like, what does she know about you that no one else
I mean,
does?
she's in her 70s. That's like, you know, decade and something over me. But yeah, uh, what I have known about her. Hmm.
No, what
Oh
does she
yeah,
know about
she.
you
Oh,
that
what does she
no
know
one else
about
does?
me? Oh yeah, sorry, about the other way. Yeah, huh. Oh yeah, so. Hmm. Oh yeah, I think that as a teenager, uh, oh, what did I used to do as a teenager outside the boring stuff? Uh, I think like I was like extremely boring child that she as someone much older. How it's maybe she just kind of drawing blanks on Elliot's childhood of something interesting.
Should I
Uh,
offer something
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that probably wouldn't work, but might?
yeah,
Um, so I think that in Elliot's was Elliot in fact an altar boy at the
yeah, yeah,
church?
yeah, yeah,
I think that maybe there was a scandal at one point where the altar boys were accused of drinking the sacramental wine,
yeah. True,
and
sure.
because that's a cliche, and so
Okay.
she remembers that you were one of them that was accused falsely of doing that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Uh,
Yeah, so she starts pouring a drink and then a second and puts them on the bar in front of you, in front of her, where you inevitably arrive. I'm not going to do Jose's accent. um, Elliot Ricard, how in the hell are you?
oh, doing all right for myself. Sorry for your loss.
It's it's a tragedy. I don't say that very often. Most people got what's coming, get what's coming, but for Lisa,
We're doing everything that's in our power to get whoever did this. I
yeah,
would ask you and uh, plead with rest of your family to not do anything rash in this time.
rash. What kind of thing would that be?
Well, I think it's just off the record or something, but we know the ways of Briarwoods, don't we?
Get shit done. Is that what you mean?
In any way possible.
Make that sound like a bad thing. Who's your friend?
Oh.
And she pushes the two beers forward.
Oh,
Who's
I
your
was
friend?
afraid she's like mockingly gonna like pour me a wine or something.
Okay, no, no. Wine in this place?
Yeah, true. She wouldn't have that. Maybe
It's
she has
beer and
cognac.
whiskey.
That's yeah. Maybe it's cognac. That's from wine, but probably not even that.
Ellis says
It's like
Megan Ellis, and she does not touch the beer.
Hmm.
Um,
You're staying over at the resort, huh?
yeah, it's a nice place, I guess.
yeah.
You guess.
Yeah. I think that so she's gonna like drop something on her and she's gonna try to read her reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, so I guess your guy Wolfie's in jail, huh?
So I heard. But you wanna roll,
Yeah.
right? You wanna
Yeah. I want to see if I get
uh
anything out of her.
interrogate a witness or
Yeah.
gather information from her. How, I guess, is this detect or is this you being wily?
Yeah, I think that's probably more Wiley. Wiles' ability to win over a crowd or someone's heart. Well, no.
Just
Um,
detect, you're like you're laying a trap and seeing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm going to stick with detect,
Okay.
if that's acceptable.
Yeah, that works.
All right, a 10.
Nice. Yeah, I heard on the grapevine that you guys had picked up Wolfie, but yeah, he's not been working for me for a while.
Oh,
He
that's not.
he jumped ship. He jumped
Oh,
ship.
really?
Yeah.
Was he working? Who's he working for now?
Oh well. Uh, you want to see Jack? You want to see Jack?
Ellis looks at Elliot like, do you know who the fuck Jack is?
Jack Montiero?
Oh,
See
Who
the.
is this?
he's gone
Like
legit.
no,
Hmm.
uh, Officer
Hmm.
Ellis. Jack Montiero is the rich bastard in this town who,
Who's a mayor, I
uh,
think.
well, not the
Hmm.
mayor. His daughter is the mayor.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Sorry.
Jack would have never bothered being the mayor. Like, what, I gotta wear a badge to tell people I'm in control? No, 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 no.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, yeah, he's working for Jack now. Or so I heard. I'd be astounded if uh, if getting arrested was in his plan of action.
Hmm. Well, well, that's the that's a lot of questions for us to crack. Yeah. Um. Yeah, quite a nice place.
Well, we're gonna have to
Business
find
going
someone to
great.
take it over one of these days.
Hmm. Yeah, that's always an issue for people like you and me, isn't it? Already.
Gotta find someone to fill our shoes. Officer Ellis, you wanna buy a bar? Going concern,
Uh,
loyal clientele.
seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think you can handle yourself on a Friday night here.
Yeah, I guess they've got an guess on TV they've got an alcoholic running a bar, don't they?
Are you an alcoholic?
Uh, yes.
So is that a I'm not drinking alcoholic or give me a whiskey with that beer, please, Lorraine?
Well, I'm not touching it. And I think this is a callback, Tad, to previous runs. I think down at the end of the bar, this older guy, not super older, but slightly older guy leans forward and says, "I'll drink his beer or her beer." And Lorraine says, "Shut up, Jim," or whatever Lorraine would say. Jim's the alcoholic and the dripping dagger and Bump in the
Yeah.
Dark. Not alcoholic, he's just a drinker.
Yeah. Well,
So like, what have you found out? And like, maybe I can help you if if you can point me in the right direction. People owe me in this town.
you're muted if you without.
I wasn't replying yet. No, I'm pondering, I
Oh,
guess.
sorry. It looks like you were saying something. Uh, well, I'm sure I can find my right direction on my own. This
Okay.
isn't my first rodeo and stuff like that. Since I left, I've seen, you know, people can do absolutely disgusting things to each other. It's it's tiring sometimes. And you never expect it to come to where you're from. It's different when it's somewhere else.
Well,
For me.
it's always here for us. This town has a dark fucking history.
Yes, yes, we all know. But not like this.
Do you visit the Broussards?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that rumors spread fast here, so you know that we did.
Okay, you're playing poker, you're not tipping your hand. I get it. But you'll be back. You'll be back for my help.
Huh, we'll see.
Well, if you want to help
Yeah,
us out, go ahead, Tad. Sorry.
Oh no, please.
If you decide you want to help us out, just out of the kindness of your heart,
I wouldn't
just
say
give us a
kindness in
call.
my heart, out of my desire to see fucking justice done.
Yeah.
You know where to reach us.
Well, I don't know
The
what you need,
sheriff's
but
office,
if
that
I
is.
find anything, I'll room 212, right? Right, Officer Ellis? Yeah, if I need to get you outside of office hours.
She's thrown off, I think, a little bit by that. Uh, and makes a note to herself that she's going to be switching rooms at the resort when she gets
Yeah.
back. Um, but she
Well,
says, "Yep, I'll be there."
if you want to see me outside office hours, don't.
Well, I'm sure you're staying with Philip and his lovely wife.
Exactly.
I wouldn't intrude.
And if you have anything that you want to say about Broussards, please just do it. You don't have to be mystique.
Being volunteering information without context to the police is a dangerous game. That's why I want to know like what you know before I steer you.
Well, I'm starting to see that we may see each other again.
That's what I said. You'll be back. Are we happy with your trip to the Dripping Dagger?
I
Yeah.
think as we're leaving, um, Ellis is she's still a little shaken, a little bit off. And as they're walking out the door, she says, "Elliot, your hometown sucks."
Well, I did move out as soon as I could.
There's a reason I left. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that.
So,
Go
oh,
ahead.
I was just gonna add a note. The lush in the corner gym. Um, I'm sure Elliot will know he is a Barnes. So Mark has obviously forgotten.
I have forgotten that. Yes. Oh my God. That's awesome.
Yes.
I think that once we're
He's
He's
outside,
undercover for the sheriff's department, right?
he's an uncle or brother or cousin.
Of the sheriff, brother, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I will tell that uh, I will tell that to Megan as we leave. Like, hey, that was Sheriff's brother, by the way. That drunk that took your beer.
Jesus. Yeah, this town's fucked up.
Oh.
And
I think once we're out on the street, um, if I could just add something, we see a woman walk by and she's got she's drinking a bottle of Coke from a plastic bottle, and she's holding it up, and she's chugging like the last bit of it, and she's kind of like she's sucking it down a little bit, and we see the plastic bottle start to cave in a little bit from the vacuum pressure. And at that moment, Ellis has this like, she flashes on that shriveled heart and she turns to Elliot and says, "What if they didn't drain Lisa's blood just by gravity? What if something, I mean, her heart was shriveled up. Like, we should find out if her veins were collapsed. I mean, it seems like maybe her blood was sucked out."
but who would get I've been giving blood for years, for some time, and like we would get that machine into the woods. I mean, they could have done it somewhere else, that's for sure. But we would.
I don't know. It's confusing.
Hmm. Well,
I mean,
uh,
are you?
I,
Sorry, go ahead.
are you sure you want to be alone tonight?
Um,
I could take you with me.
you're staying with your son, right?
I
And
mean,
his
yes,
wife? Yeah, I'll
yes.
be okay.
They have enough guest rooms, I can sleep on a couch or something.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna stop by the Montero resort. I'll pick up a bag. Just tell me what the address is.
Montero's, by the way, they own a lot of stuff, as you may understood,
Yeah.
including collected offices. At least this time, it's kind of clear that they control the town hall instead of just setting some flunky like they used to.
Yeah. Apparently.
Look, there's also a reason why, you know, after getting a degree in criminology, I got to state troopers and didn't return here, if I have to be honest. There's a lot of deep
So
buried stuff.
are we saying we don't trust Sheriff Barnes?
No, no, I mean, I think she's doing best,
Yeah.
unless you really push her.
She's just another
But yeah,
bumpkin cop.
but, in places like this, look, let's say that as a state troopers, we have, a lot of stuff between us and the governor or something. In small town like this, you don't have those protective layers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You just want to do your job to your best of your abilities, and sometimes you have to give.
That makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense.
We will try to talk to Monteros tomorrow
All
and
right.
talk to the coroner about what he found on the wind chimes. This is a strangest dream catcher I've seen. This is just. But it's also known that serial killers a lot of them are drawn to human bodies. So even before they start killing them themselves. So we'll see. Because if it would be, for people they killed, we have several missing people that we never, that are not missing. I would. There was several people. There was several people amount of finger bones there. I think.
Right. So I guess we should find out from Barnes how many missing persons they've had around here.
Yeah. Let's yeah. Well, we will get on this tomorrow.
Okay. I'll get my bag and
And
I'll meet you at
yeah,
Philip's
yeah,
house.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if we have two cars, so I guess I just drive you.
Yeah, that
Would
makes
you
sense.
drive to the motel and then there? Mhm.
Do you think when you get to the Ricard house, it might be a an opportunity for the vulnerable move, if you're
Yeah.
relaxing,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe not picking fights, but coffee and contemplation is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Elliot's vice. Uh,
yeah, yeah. So, maybe it was vulnerable.
I know you don't have um, a condition to lose, but Megan does.
Yeah. So if I participate in that vice, then I could lose that condition.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. Yes. So I bring Megan there, just kind of, uh, I mean, yeah, I just invited another person into their house without asking them, so that's something.
I mean, so long as you don't do it with a vampire, I think you're fine.
Come on in.
Megan, are you a vampire?
I just like to be invited into the house. Is that a big
I
deal?
see. I
Um,
see. I see.
so
Well, oh, yeah, I knock on the door. Wait.
I mean, I think we can have you like maybe it's
Yeah, yeah,
Lace or
yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
or
Just,
you know
uh,
uh, we
yeah,
can have you sit in the kitchen or even out on the
yeah,
porch drinking coffee.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think Denise made some lemon bars, which are like a little
yeah. Biscuits.
biscuit treat thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and drinking, got some legal pads, making some notes, trying to sort this all out.
Yeah, yeah. I bring uh, vinyl player from somewhere and play some old jazz on it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, now you can, yeah, and I'm like, making notes like, yeah, I'm sorry about what I listen, listen in car. Yeah, I understand that, the sound quality is not the best. Here you can see.
I don't know. It sounds good. Sounds really good.
Uh, uh,
Um, you know, I guess you had your whole family in this house, huh?
I mean, not really. I left, and then my son decided to move in once I inherited the place.
Okay.
So
So did your parents own it before?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm the skipped generation in this house, I guess.
It's really nice. They've
Yes.
really done a great job with it.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't even used to have this patio. That's a new one.
They integrated it well. Looks good.
Yeah. Mm. Mm.
And so with the contemplation,
Yeah.
do we just see them like making some small talk for a while, or are they really trying to like contemplate and work the case hard? I guess since it's a vice, probably
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah, I was just contemplating and yeah, thinking about just kind of, staring into distance randomly through like long pauses in the conversation. Mm.
And Megan, what is it about this routine that helps you, you know, emerge from this mental shitstorm? Uh,
Yeah, so I think it's everything slows down. in this moment. Um, she tends to keep busy. Her mind is constantly going. Um, but I think that this like kind of serene evening, where you can't hear any vampire screams in the distance, and having some coffee, the jazz playing on the portable player there, all helps her just kind of slow down and put things into perspective in terms of the like she sees the family even as imperfect as they are that Elliot has here, and that I think has her start thinking about kind of a slower lifestyle.
So there's two things we need to do. One is Megan has the grainy photograph, which means
Yeah.
you have to narrate how the night creeps in and shadows make you jumpy. But I think first let's do, and this is for Elliot, let's let you uncover evidence. And like something about the discussion, maybe some scribbling, you can tell us how you come on it. What evidence do you kind of discover or realize during this conversation?
So I mean, if you want to go, describing the shadows.
Want me to go first?
Well, let's do the clue first because maybe that prompts
Okay, sure.
the kind of invasive fears on Megan's side.
Yeah. So,
or do you want some time to think
well,
about it?
No. I'm well. I'm gonna piece of evidence. Okay, so what do I realize? Yeah, I think I need time to think about things.
Okay. Well, let's take our break.
Okay, sure.
We're due one anyway. Okay, we're back. What do you think? What does Elliot realize in this quiet contemplation?
Yeah, there was one thing that bothered me. There were no animals around the tree. You remember that?
I do. That was weird.
Yeah. But I just remembered one thing. I also noticed that I was doing this case when this dude was making meth in the woods, and he had like and then someone came and kill him, and everyone would worked with him, whatever. It was grueling. But well, then the meth dealers who know this meth maker came and killed the other guy. It was the wrong thing.
Good Lord.
It's a long time ago. But I noticed that, the places where they were making or hiding their stuff down in the woods, I noticed exactly the same things. It's probably the smell. I mean, almost every animal has better smell than we do, so.
Right.
And unlike a lot of people, they know that it's not good for them. Anyway, I think we should. Maybe there was a death drop or something like that for drugs. We should check that tree and around. Which, I mean, is there a possibility that it's somehow why would someone put it there? Right. I'm starting to have an ideas. So let's say that we're back in the situation that you have two groups that are making and distributing drugs around here, or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of them wants to send a warning to the other.
Okay.
And you want to start at, well, maybe it escalated from things we don't know. And so you hit them in two ways. You kill someone connected to them, strike one, and then you put them in place they are using as part of their drug operation.
Yeah.
So you're telling them that you're willing to split blood quite a lot, and B, that you know about, that you know their operation from top to bottom.
That makes sense.
And, well, Ryan Briarwood lost one of her guys quite recently, and he's been crazy running around woods, so not sure if he did it to himself or, someone dragged him with something crazy to make him this way.
So he's still your prime suspect, you're thinking?
Well, yes, or this was either the preclusion for killing our victim, or revenge for that. That's a lot of what we don't know, but we should search that place and then we hit on Ryan again, if she knows anything about it. I mean, she did make some instigation about nearby farmers, so, she knows that ain't something.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure we were checking in with the Broussards.
Yeah. I mean, if they were involved in drug business, I mean, probably that's quite weird, because if they were making some drug money, their farm would look better.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of possibilities. Drug money can end on drugs or something. Wouldn't be the first ones. So I think that after getting the clue of possible dead drop under the tree, I started doing crack the case.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. One
Yeah.
is the final kicker in the vulnerable move is invite the other detective to ask about your past. You must answer truthfully but not wholly. So is there something about the case you just talked about, or just something about your personal life, maybe that Megan inquires about?
So let's see, that happened. So during the conversation, I think that Megan's gonna ask, why was there any reason you got out of this town besides the boring nature? Anything push you out?
Well, a bit, yeah, I guess. Even back then, I asked too many questions about things. And one shouldn't do that around here. Mostly about Monteros when you start asking too many questions about their business.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I thought it as a little adventure when I was 18.
Yeah.
And, well, they, uh, I try to look in some things and, thought of myself as some sort of protagonist of some book. And, well, then, you know, my father lost the job because of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And, well, I just always thought that me being around here wouldn't really help anyone with anything, so I just stayed away. And like I said, things are kind of different when it's where you are from and you know everyone.
Yeah.
It's much easier when you just come in and point, this guy deals drugs, this guy is a murderer, this guy helped me with it, arrest them, and I can move on.
Well, I think you nailed it. I mean, that's what it's felt like so far. The law is not a big player in this town, it would appear.
Yeah.
There seem to be other forces at work.
Yeah, and then and then the next day everybody wakes up and you know everybody whispers about everything and they pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if we keep digging, we're going to keep getting pushed back, huh?
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
I mean, yeah, you know, I've done a few things in my life, so I'm just, I can't keep running away from this place forever.
Yeah.
It's shadows outcatch to me.
Let's see if
Mm.
we can close the chapter out for you here. Give you some peace of mind.
Yeah,
Okay. That that seems like it
let's hope
answers
for
that
that.
question, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, looking into distance. Yeah, let's hope for that. Hope.
Uh, I mean, maybe it's that discussion, or maybe it's the sudden quietness in that night, Megan. But like, how does that night creep in? How do those
So,
shadows make you jumpy?
yeah, the breeze picks up, the trees, the leaves rustle in the breeze, and we can hear a limb creaking in the wind. And having just heard Elliot describe the significance of the tree, I think she begins to feel a little bit like the trees are closing in some way, and the street light casting shadows of the tree into the bushes near Philip and Denise's house. And she flashes back to the rustling in the bushes out by the old barn where she found Wolfie, and her her heart rate just jacks up a little bit. And she sits upright a little bit more. She's a little less relaxed and a little more focused.
Okay. So, did you want to break this lead with crack the case? Answer the question, what was the victim's cause of death? It sounded like you had um, a theory.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it seems like based on the information that we have here that the so the question is what was the victim's cause of death? So it's definitely exsanguination, it would appear. And it seems like maybe the blood was sucked right out of the victim. Some creature did this. What do you think?
Hmm. Well, I was more thinking of a machine,
Yeah.
but
So you're thinking still it's some kind of drug war, some competing interests,
uh,
and they
yeah, but
did this.
yeah, but yeah, we have yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm now realizing I'm skipping questions. Uh, but yeah, the blood was violently sucked out of her body somehow, which probably caused the death and maybe have damaged the heart as it tries to work out where the blood is being like just sucked out too fast.
Then do we need to explain each clue in
Uh,
context?
Not each clue, but you can cherry pick which
Okay.
clues. So, if you say it was done by some device, um, as part of this kind of drug war, then you could bring in that criminal activity by the Briarwoods. Uh, you could probably even bring in, right, this wolf clue working for the Monteros. But like you probably need to have um, that clue needs to kind of explain the manner of death, right?
Yeah.
Um, which you can stretch a little bit too, right? Um, I guess the important thing is, right, you're hypothesizing, fitting the evidence to your theory, right? So you can make some stuff up, of course, that fills in the gaps or like cements them together, whatever makes the most sense, and then the dice will kind of decide how off the mark you are.
So it seems like we can incorporate the victim has been completely drained of blood, criminal activity, the ghoul, and some bad smell. Those all kind of fit in.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you know what? There's actually like a high pressure machines that they use to make drugs. Uh, the more advanced operation that
Mm-hmm.
it would be very terrible if you, uh, connected a person to it. I mean, if you were such a, disgusting person, depraved, to try that.
So I guess we're going with completely drained of blood, the wolfy clue, and then like the bad smell, keeping
Yeah.
the animals away.
And criminal activity by the Briarwoods. right?
Yeah,
No?
well, I
Yeah.
guess, are you,
Oh, wait, we're just trying to answer victim's cause of death.
yeah, and
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
like
So I guess that's it. Yeah.
it's probably not both the Montieros and the Briarwoods, right, who did
Yeah.
this. So it looks like
Uh,
three pieces of
Well,
evidence
yeah, yeah,
supporting the
yeah.
theory.
Well, the idea was that criminal activity by Briarwood put her on, was the reason someone killed her.
Okay, yeah,
Not that
okay,
not that they did it. It was like someone wants to wage a drug war with them. Was basically the idea.
okay, yeah. So the complexity is 2. So you have a +1 on this roll. So you have 3 clues explaining or answering the question rather. Yeah. So someone
2d6
should
plus
roll,
1. Do you want
right?
to roll
Okay.
for it, Tad,
Sure, sure.
as the elder investigator?
Yeah.
Nice.
10. Yeah.
Hot damn.
So, yeah. So the correct solution, the keeper will present an opportunity to move the case forward, getting you closer to cracking the case. Um, yeah. So I think, yeah, I think you get some kind of call from the station, um, about Wolf, and he has escaped. Um, the sheriff is being like treated for concussion. He escaped um, during a meeting with his lawyer. Um, but I guess the question the pointed observation that Sheriff Barnes makes is that the Montieros sent the lawyer, right?
Ah, okay.
Here's a question for Elias. Um, Philip, your son, is a local lawyer. Do you think he works for
Yeah.
the Montieros? Do you think he was that lawyer?
Oh, yeah. I think that he works for Monteros, and I'm just learning that.
Yeah, yeah. So he is like in uh in the sheriff's office when you're called in, unharmed, but obviously a little bit shocked, right? Obviously, not quite as shocked. Well, maybe more shocked, because he's a lawyer working for a tycoon, basically. So maybe he doesn't get exposed to a lot of violence in his day to day, or maybe he does. Uh,
We, uh, we have to go to the station.
Okay, let's go.
Uh, uh, yeah, this is maybe like first time you actually see me like driving, with intensity. Or maybe I just let you drive, so we get somewhere quickly.
Yeah. And we'll ignore most of the traffic laws and drive at a higher rate of speed to get over to the sheriff's station.
yeah. So I think maybe that is a good place to cut for the session.
Okay.
We've
Yeah.
just, you know, closed one lead. We have kind of a new one. But I think um, there's a tiny little, let's call it a cutscene, to to bring out, as as we see the two of you drive, wordlessly in darkness across town. And I think this is probably like a post-credits stinger, right? If this is that kind of TV show.
Yeah.
We see this dank, dark room underground, and we can hear a faint heartbeat. There's moss slowly creeping across this rough hew stone, and the air is rank. In the center of this room, we see a coffin crafted out of mahogany and gilded in gold trim. His heartbeat begins to intensify as we zoom in to the coffin. And then the lid just explodes into a swarm of bats. And that's where we got.
Awesome.
I'm going to stop the recording.
Stop.
We'll do our debrief, and yeah.